Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the prep series. This is going to be episode 1 of my road to this show. We're 8 weeks, 3 days out today. We're hitting legs. We're going to get after it. I got some rice, got some chicken in my system, and we're going to give you guys some educational tips as well for some of the movements I do and sort of how we're feeling throughout the series and the prep. All right, let's go. All right, so a little tip with anything revolving around the lying hamstring curl. Typically, a lot of people just worry about curling the weight with their legs, which is obviously the whole point of the exercise, but ideally you want a stable platform. In order to achieve that on this machine, what I like to do is I like to activate my glutes and really try and press down with my pelvis onto the pad. That way I stay in a position to where my hamstrings have leverage to actually curl the weight. This is really more of a bicep curl for the leg more than anything else. So you want to think about controlling the eccentric of the portion as much as possible and exploding up and driving through, only using your hamstring with the glutes already pre-engaged. So typically a lot of the time, most people's physiques, the hamstring in terms of at least the lower body is a weak point. And there's a lot of questions on how you grow the hamstring. Besides obviously sticking to your RDLs, lying and seated leg curls, what you can do is, what I'm doing right now, is throwing in the lying hamstring curls initially at the very first thing you do. You can also do this with calves, as these are not very systemically fatiguing, which means you won't be putting much strain on your CNS before you squat and do more of your heavy compounds. That way you still have the intensity to train the hamstrings with effort and allow them to grow more fully. So after the lying hamstring curls, we got a superset with the leg extensions and the sissy squats. Both of these exercises are one of the two only exercises that directly target the rec fem and the quadricep, the rectus femoris. And we're trying to pump as much blood in the quadricep before we get into the hack squat. And so after this, we'll do the adductors next to work the inner part of the quad. Then we'll get into the hack squat, get 2 or 3 working sets in there, high intensity, till failure. And then after that, we got some more hamstring calves, a little bit more quads, and we're good to go. So in regards to the sissy squats that I'm doing, there's a couple of pointers that you want to involve, some cues that I do. Typically, you'll see me with my hand on my stomach. This is to kind of, it's more of a mental cue for me to really make sure I am engaging my glutes and bringing the hips forward, right? This is what's gonna shorten the rectus femoris up here, is bringing these hips forward and engaging your glutes. As you're coming down in the movement, you wanna be down on the balls of your feet with your glutes constantly engaged. You don't wanna lose engagement and have your hips come back. This is gonna take tension off of the rectus femoris. You wanna keep these glutes engaged at all times and really feel the stretch from the top of your hip up here, coming down right into that middle quad, and it's gonna come all the way down. Do a couple of those after the leg extensions, and you're good to go. And 8 weeks out in 3 days, I don't have a whole lot of time. And even though it is a little over 2 months, in the grand scheme of things, I've been in a cut now for 20 weeks, right? So a 5-month cut that I've been in, 5-month prep. And the energy is a little bit lower than I obviously was when I started, especially when I was during the bulk, right? So I wanna pump as much blood into the quadriceps without gaining a lot of fatigue initially. And that's what we're doing here with the quad extension sissy squat superset and the adductors. It's gonna get the quads nice and fired up, everything nice and loose to get 2 to 3 solid high intensity tilt failure working sets on the hack squat. That is a priority, and then we go from there. So a little pro tip when it comes to this adductor machine, especially if you want to push to failure or past to failure, it's a little bit difficult because you get stuck in sort of that mid or end range. Once you get that initial push and you get stuck, feel free to just have your hands off the handle and push on top of the peg right here, just to really help you squeeze out that last little portion. Let go and then really control the negative, get a nice stretch, hold it, and then you're done. That's it. Don't be a bitch. Train till true failure. When it comes to calf training, typically a lot of people favor weight. I don't think that's actually ideal. What you want to do is you want to hold the stretch at the bottom for like a second or two, then come up, get a good squeeze, hold that for a second too, and then control the eccentric again, and then hold that pause at the bottom. Don't worry about the weight will come over time. You're gonna get much more of a quality stretch and squeeze at the top and the bottom. You don't want to be bouncing just Just nice stretch at the bottom, squeeze the top, and that's it. Alright guys, that about does it for this leg day. Killer leg day like usual. 8 weeks out, 3 days left. Again, just make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Comment what your biggest goal is in 2023. Stay tuned for more uploads. I give more educational content, day in the life, prep series, everything like that. Peace out.